Good morning. Welcome to your Friday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, here with some words of wisdom to get us rolling today. And it's off to a weird start today. First of all, it is sleeting out, and my little hothouse flower of a dog refuses to take care of business while he's out there. And we're going to be gone for much of the day because we're doing the last of the seasonal rummage sales. We'll lay this to rest for a while. But yes, and so then I'm trying to determine which card deck to use for today. And muscle tested all of my stacks, nothing. Checked one of the books, the Elizabeth Gilbert book that sometimes pops up, nope. Tested that it was meant to be outrageous openness. Good morning to whomever just popped on. Letting the Divine Take the Lead by Tosha Silver. So I held it in my hands and I was not getting an energetic lead where to put a thumb to open to a page. And I'm like, so I went back to some muscle testing. It's in this book. Tested no. This is the book I'm supposed to use. Good morning, Diane. Welcome. Glad you are here. This is the book I'm supposed to use. Yes. I'm like, wait a minute here. It's in the book. It's not in the book, but this is the book I'm supposed to use. What am I supposed to do here? So I'm messing around with it. All of a sudden it dawned on me, what about the back cover? Yep, tested strong. I'm supposed to read you the back cover. And then we're moving on to reading about the God jar, because one of you asked on one of the recent calls, someone who's newer, what is a God jar? So I think it's time for us to go over that again. So, but first I want to read the back because I think it kind of sets the tone. So, a couple of nice deep breaths. Just settling into right here and right now. If it's sleeting where you are, enjoying being inside and warm. All right, so here's what she says. Whether we know it or not, we all experience the Divine's touch in our lives daily. After decades of advising tens of thousands around the world, Tosha Silver has realized we frequently share similar concerns. How do I stop worrying? How can I feel safe? Why do I feel so alone? And often, who am I really? For the passionately spiritual and the bemusedly skeptical alike, she created Outrageous Openness. At its heart, this delightful book, filled with wisdom and fresh perspectives, opens the door to a profound truth. By allowing the Divine to lead the way, we can finally put down the heavy load of hopes, fears, and opinions about how things should be. We learn how to be guided, to take the right actions at the right time, and to enjoy the spectacular show that is our life. Welcome to the other two of you. Good morning, Cindy. Glad you are here. Not sure who the third person is, but glad you are here for this. So again, we're going to go through the part about the God box, God jar, whatever it is you have. I'll show you mine. Let me dig it out here. Here's my little God jar. It actually was a little spice jar at one point. Works perfectly. You can use anything. Kleenex box doesn't matter. All right. But I want to read back through this because I think this might be relevant right here, right now, in terms of settling us back into a practice that can be fundamental toward letting the Divine take the lead. So, here we go. One of the first techniques I learned was the God box. You simply write down your worries and pop them into some kind of a container, as simple or as elegant as you wish. Whenever a new worry comes up, into the box it goes. You don't even have to have a clear concept of God to do this. You could make the offering to your own highest wisdom or to the force that keeps the birds aloft in the sky. Doesn't matter. Page number's 48, Cindy. Sounds simplistic, but honestly it works. And I will tell you, after years of using my own God jar and recommending it to a bazillion people, it works. If the problem torments you again, you remember it's in the box. It's done. You can also add as many other problems as you wish, because studies show that the mind recalibrates in 21 days. Try to reliably submit a particular worry for at least that long. I don't rewrite it every 21 days. I just periodically remember, yep, that's in the jar. That's in the jar. Probably once every 3, 6, 9 months, I go back through my jar, and I'm always amazed at how many of the slips I can throw away because it's a done deal, it's taken care of. How many of those things no longer are even on my radar screen. Oh, I didn't even remember that was an issue, is often a response I have when I pull out one of the slips. Sometimes there's a few slips that will go back into the jar because they're still percolating. Cool. During the period of offering, solutions often spontaneously arise. I love this next line. You ready for it? Good morning, Carolyn. We're reading about the God jar today. When the mind is no longer grasping for an answer, space opens. Good morning, Mel. Welcome, welcome. When the mind is no longer grasping for an answer, space opens. And again, we've talked about this. You're not going to find the solution on the same level of awareness that you created the problem with, right? So we need to kind of transcend our humanness and rise to a different level for the solution to appear. The box gives room for a divine plan, even in impossible messes. So here's her story of the first time she used her God box. I first used the box when I was crazily looking for a new apartment one summer. Friends kept helpfully reminding me that the vacancy rate in the Bay Area was at an all-time low of 3%, and that the odds of finding a decent, affordable place were next to nil. But the teacher who had suggested the box insisted that odds and percentages didn't matter one whit. What matters was the offering, the intention. With a sense of bemused curiosity, I scrawled my first note and slipped it in. I am now being guided to the right apartment at the right time. It's already handled. Within a month, my veterinarian asked offhandedly as she checked my kitten for ear mites, "You still need a spot, right? I know one." She was right. 15 years later, I'm still there. After a while, you start trusting the process. You realize the details of the solution are irrelevant since those will be revealed. What matters is offering the problem over with a sincere, consistent heart. The box is also a perfect complement to divine order, allowing you to have a sacred place to store your prayers and statements if you wish that. For some practical-minded people, having a concrete spot really helps. So what do you have to lose but anxiety? Good morning, Deb. Welcome, welcome. We were just reading the part in Outrageous Openness about the God jar, which is a nice concrete little tool that allows you to let the divine take the lead. So, thoughts on that? Pop some things into the feed if you're having some thoughts on that. What's been your experience for those of you who've used the God jar? What would you tell those on here who haven't created one yet? How well has it worked for you? What have you noticed? My dog is sleeping and snoring over there. Like I said, we still need to get outside, even if it's sleeting out. So we'll get there. So, what are your thoughts on this? Oh, Deb loves the God jar idea. Yes, it works so well. And again, it doesn't matter. You can make it kind of a ritual to decorate up a little container if you want to, or you can just grab something you have laying around. It doesn't really matter. What I like to do too is I keep little pieces of paper in the jar itself so that when I need to put something in there, I can just grab one very easily, fill it out, and I'm good to go. So your mission is, if you have a God jar, dig it out and begin using it again. If you don't have one, make one and let's get it to go. Intention, yes, you're turning it over to the universe. You're letting it go. And again, when it pops up again to kind of niggle at you, yeah, but what about this? What about that? You can even make slips on those what abouts. Those yeah buts, throw them back in there. Yep, have paper in there already. Then you're making it so ridiculously simple that you have no excuse not to use it. Yes, we all get lost in our thoughts and forget. There was something, it's probably on my phone. Let me see if I can find it. I thought it was so funny. It was my sister kind of poking at me with regard to, and I think it'll let me be on Facebook here. So let me find this thing from her. Maybe she sent it to me, or maybe she sent it to both me and I think she sent it to both me and my daughter. So let's find that one. There it is. Let's go back. I'm not seeing it. Anywho, the gist of it was that it was a little ditty that had to do with how well we mess ourselves up with heavy thinking, how we allow our mind to derail us from happiness into the what if abyss. So I'll see if I can find it. I'll put it in the feed as I'm loading this up for the other platforms that I put it on. So your mission for today, again, is either create a God jar or dig yours back out and start using it. You might want to go back through it and look at the things in there that have already been accomplished. You might want to, again, set the intention for the ones that are in there that haven't come to fruition yet to come to fruition. You might want to look at, have they really come to fruition, but it was in a different way than I expected, so I didn't even pay attention to it. All right? That's your mission. I am off for Rummage-O-Rama. We'll see you again tomorrow morning, and I'll let you know how it went. Bye.